start to mask some parts. So we try to mask, but without going too deep, like in these grooves here, because we'll extract, and when we extract, we want the mesh to be as clean as possible, and then we will give it thickness. So we don't worry about the thickness here, we worry only about some surfaces. So we have to have good surfaces, and we will mask as much as possible here, so we could get away with few masks only. And what I mean is that I will try not to mask in at once. I will try to mask no more than like I won't mask this part with this, because it's too close, and when we extract they could interact, which will be bad. So I will try to not do this, and this masking and extracting, it will lead us to a lot of issues which we could fix later. We'll see. And we will fix everything, of course, because our model has to be very good. And I'm not saying perfect, since for perfect probably we will need a lot more time than we have. And for this tutorial, I think, so you know how long it is, because every video is like half an hour, but I still don't know how long it will take. So I'm thinking around 30, 35, no more than 40 videos, which will be like 20 hours non-stop job, which is pretty fast. But if it's non-stop, and that's rarely possible to work non-stop for 20 hours, like yeah, I mean, for this kind of high poly, especially this complicated high poly, complicated something, yeah, we almost always say like at least 1 week, and this is at least, so 5 days by 8 hours a day. 5 by 8, you know, it's like 40 hours for this. And 40 hours, when we say, they are not full 40 hours, but they're basically 40 hours. So we go and see the flat render, which is here, flat, preview, flat. So we always work with preview, but sometimes we like to see our mask better. So we go to flat and just clean it a little bit. Then of course we will clean the mesh also. So let me see, where else can I put mask? Probably here. It's not bad. And let's mask all of this. Okay, and also we can mask. Be careful not to click, control click on the model, because you will blur your mask, and this will ruin your day if you don't notice it. For example, if I'm this close and I'm starting to mask something else, and I control click and I didn't notice that it's blurred, I will mask this, and then I will realize what I have done, and I will cry, and I will be pretty unhappy. With one word. One word is unhappy person. And we want to be happy, you know. Everybody wants to be happy. So go to extract, and we extract. And we see that extract is doing very is going very very much away from the real thing. So we're going to the thickness here and put a little bit of very little thickness, accept, and now I have this. It has thickness, it's very small, but we don't need this. So we just Control-Shift click and we select only the upper polygroup and then we del hidden. So now we have this. And this we will turn into very low density mesh, which will help us in making it work with the move brush like this, and we will probably make it work. So now we need this low density mesh. This will be our low poly, but it's not exactly the low poly that we will use in game, for example. This is only because from low to high poly it's very much easier to have clean mesh. Otherwise you won't be able to have very clean. But now the mesh will be super clean, or at least that's the purpose of this. And that's what we're trying to achieve. And if we can't, we'll see. So let's zero mesh once again. And zero meshing is always smoothing the edges and stuff. So it's a little bit confusing. Well, yeah, we have to do it. Zero mesher. Okay, now I have this better here. This is far better. This is good. And I think we should add our other things, other planes, in order to see better what's what and what we need to move more. And yeah, and those things like here are a little bit confusing, because if we zero mesh again, yeah, this thing happened. So we have to be careful, because sometimes zero mesher is doing very strange and terrifying things. It's cutting geometry and doing some horrible things. Zero mesher is our friend most of the time, but sometimes not that much. So we'll go here, remove the mask, and do the mask on those places that we haven't. But first we will inflate a little bit this, just to see it better where it has it. And then we'll go here and mask those areas again. And this way, like I said, we'll have a good low poly, which we can turn into very clean high poly. At least that's the purpose, and in theory that should be it. In practice we'll see what happens, because yeah, sometimes it doesn't work like this. But probably we will make it work, because we're professionals, like I said, and we have to make it work. Otherwise we have to go find another job. So that's one way of doing it. Other way, and it will be more precise, is to clean it up a little bit more, probably make it a little bit more clean, and go into 3D Max, put it in 3D Max and retopologize it there very precisely, and then when you smooth it, it will be perfect. But since we don't want to go into other programs rather than Zbrush for now, in this tutorial we will do it only in Zbrush, everything. So we don't need to go anywhere. We'll do everything here in Zbrush. We can also try to make this kind of meshes, kind of forms from primitives, but this will require a lot of work. So we are trying to see which method will require less work and will produce best results. And I think this method will be it, but we'll see. Okay. We'll do this. And I think everything else is masked, so we can extract, accept, and we go ahead and select it. They're hidden. We don't have back. And then do this. Zero measure in the lowest value. And now we have this, which is not very bad. It's not cool. It's not the best, but it's not super bad. It could work. Well, this will be a long process. Probably a few videos will be only about this. Only about this chest and abdomen piece. But that's life. That's life. And life is life also. And everything. And I want to zero mesh again some parts because I don't like how they go. But let's fix their form, because zero mesh is trying to keep the borders. It doesn't always do this, doesn't always succeed in this, but sometimes it succeeds. So I'm trying to make my borders clean, to make the shape I want, and then I will zero mesh again and see what's what. Probably I will have some problems in some areas, but problems are always present, so we don't have to be afraid of them. We have to be strong and just come on, problems. Come on. Nobody likes problems consciously, but subconsciously we like to solve some riddles and stuff, so that are problems, you know. And crosswords, that are some just problems that we are creating for ourselves. Why? Because we like to solve problems. And that's the thing. Solving problems is like exercise for the brain, and brain is rewarding you with happiness. That you are exercising it, you're doing something for the brain. And pinky and the brain. Yeah, when I say pinky, when I'm making some fingers and I say pinky, I always see in my head pinky and the brain from the cartoon. Let's try to zero measure. Okay, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, rarely this result is that good. So we have a rare occasion here. We have to be happy. And then what we'll do is select only those two things and start moving them together. Moving them closer until we have a space between them as we want it. So it moved Topology brush, which is again on the dynamic mode. Amazing. Dynamic mode is the best. I don't like it at all. If they can remove it from Zbrush, I will live happily with it, without it. Okay, here we do this and then this. And we are a little bit reinventing the forms, but that's not a problem. And we'll continue that in the next, of course, tutorial. Again, I said tutorial. The next video. Yeah, just the next video. Not the next tutorial, of course. So we'll do ourselves. Yes. Okay. And I'm trying to make those things pretty much the same thickness. Not the one to be super thick and the other to be super thin. Yeah, we don't want that. Or do we? No, we don't. Well, this will be one of the complicated things that we will do. And now you can see that it's not that complicated. So yeah, obviously this whole thing is easier than we expected. But then we have the hand and the legs to make, and they will be pretty complicated, especially the hand. But when we made it, you'll say, okay, it's not that complicated. And we will continue. Of course, of course. What can I say? This is my I don't know why I always said this, but let's not beat ourselves into this. We have to make a little bit of a corner here, and this is a little bit difficult to make it, the corner, but we will try. And this will be okay. Let's see it. Oh, we don't have it. Where is it? Here. And we have one here. We have two. So let's see this. Yeah, this is kind of a buggy. Probably I have duplicated it. Yeah, we can delete probably this or this. We can delete the bottom one. Delete. And yes. So we'll show the upper, this one. And let's see. Inflate a bit. Okay. And then we'll have to fix here this thing. Probably. And I don't want to zero mesh again, because if I do this, probably I will have a lot of problems. Some parts of the mesh will disappear, especially some thin parts at the end will disappear and stuff like this, which is not good. So I will try not to zero mesh again. I will try to work with what we have here. And it's pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. We just have to deal with it. And do this. And try to follow the other, the high poly as much as we can. And when we, of course, if we can do these angles here, it will be great, because in this way it will be better even than the high poly. But let's not get ahead of ourselves yet. Let's just do the things one by one. And I'm trying to make the same edges that are here to go here. So the same edges to have the angle on them, because it will be easier this way later, and you will see. You will see why, probably. So here also I will try to make the same edge. Okay. And this is going pretty well for now. I'm happy. But again, we have a long way in front of us. I'm not sure even if we could do this in this video. I mean, I'm not super sure that in this video we will be able to do everything and start something else. But yeah, let's see. I could be pretty fast sometimes. So just moving, going around. You have to be pretty familiar with the Zbrush tools and moving in Zbrush and going around to make this work. And of course, don't hesitate to hide big parts of your model if you have to, and show only what you need, because it's a long task to do this. So it will be much easier if we do exactly that. Hide some part and show the others. Or just show what we need. Okay, I'm trying to make this angle here that we have made by happy coincidence. But I don't know if we could be, or if we need to do it in the final product. But we'll see. So as much time as we spend here, better, because it will be more refined at the end. And this is one area that I want to make look very good. Also the head and the hand, I want to make them pretty well refined, because they are one of the most important areas in the model, probably the most important, yeah. The head, the belly, and of course the chest armor, the belly, and the hand. Hand is also pretty important. I mean, yeah, very important. So we don't have to overlook it. We have to spend a lot of time there. Okay, what I did is turn off this draw polyframe function here. You see, some buttons in Zbrush have little writings which are also buttons in them, which sometimes can lead you to madness because you don't know what you have done and something goes wrong, something is not going as planned, and you say, okay, but this button is pressed, what have I done? And you just have been disabling this, and where are my colors? You know? So you have to get this in mind and be aware of those kind of hidden traps in Zbrush, if we can say traps, of course. We can say traps, it's not the N-word or something, so we can say it, you know, traps, it's cool, I guess. Hopefully I'm not doing anything wrong, because as I said, in my country we can speak almost anything, and it's not super offensive here yet. But I think we'll get to the point that we'll have some offensive stuff. Maybe. We'll see. So, okay, here, and we have to have this this thing here. So I'll move this, and this will be my edge around this area. And I'm moving it pretty rough, but it doesn't matter because it's hard, and it will endure it with no problem. All right. So I don't know, for me this type of job that I'm doing now is boring in theory, but in practice it relaxes me. It's just relaxing. I'm just doing it and I'm thinking of something else, just doing, and time is passing by very fast. So don't take this as some kind of torture when you do it. It's just thing that needs to be done, and you can even have pleasure doing it. Especially if it's going okay like it is now. But it's going okay because we haven't been doing the the subdivisions yet. So we'll see how it goes after we subdivide. Probably we'll have to fix some other things, but we'll see. Okay. This looks pretty good. Now, see this, okay. This is okay. This thing is not okay, because the polygons should be meeting here, and there's no polygon here. So what I will do is I will cheat a bit. I will go here, go to the point, press spacebar and hold it, and then I will stitch 2 points. This point and this point. This point and this point. And we have this edge now here, which is cool. The thing is that sometimes this didn't work as planned. The stitching, I mean. But this time it did work. So it's cool. Sometimes it just don't want to stitch, you know. I don't know why. It's Zbrush thing. Nobody knows why. Even Zbrush didn't know why. But he won't tell that he don't know. He, the Zbrush. Okay. And of course, if you have forgotten some of the plates here, we can always go back, mask, and then merge it with the others. This is not a big problem. And even now, I can go ahead and merge both of those subtools that we have, but I don't want to for now. I just want to see when we smooth what will happen and what problems will we reach. And yeah, we will have some problems basically, because we always do. I cannot think of everything. Some polygons will be off, some creasing will be off because we will crease, and yeah, basically many things could go wrong, but of course they are not wrong and that's it. We'll fix them. We'll fix everything. Okay, with the standard brush I'm just making this edge go up a little bit, and I will move it so it will be our leading edge of technology, or just leading edge, or technology. Okay. Sometimes I wonder how my wife is keeping up with me. How is she still with me? I can be very not boring, but yeah, you know what I mean. Sometimes I just don't stop. But that doesn't matter, because our work here is getting good. It's good. Move topology brush. It's better for this. When we have close polygons like this, move topology brush will take only one brush, only one of those parts, and it will move it instead of move everything, which is pretty much okay in my opinion. Let's do this a little bit more like this, and we just have to make those forms work. Yeah, I'm talking like a robot. To make those forms work, comparing to each other. Okay, do you want something else? Okay, here we have some problems that we I don't know. Let's try and stitch. Stitching is just helps sometimes. What we can stitch? Okay, I need this to be one polygon here, so I'll stitch everything to everything. This won't work. This is good. This is fine. This is not good. So I don't think we can even delete this, because yeah, so it will stay like this, which is pretty unfortunate. But for now, I think we'll be good. We'll see later. Everything will be visible at the end. We'll see how it goes. And we'll decide what actions should we take in order for it to be nicer or look better. Here, I don't know. This doesn't look super nice, but this is some little bit of strange form. We will do it. No problem. Just fixing this. And I don't know, I don't want to do zero measure because of those sharp forms. They will just disappear if I do the zero measure probably. And let me show you. Yeah, it's gone. It's completely gone. So yeah, zero measure has its flaws, but if you know them and if you are very, very careful, you can get away with it, you know? You can get away with a lot of things. Even murder, no. It's a sin. Don't do this. Don't you dare do this. Okay, move. This is not close to the other, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. This one, yeah, it takes a lot of time now. Almost 20 minutes now. We are moving polygons, but we're expecting some good result here. So before the end of this video, I will try to show you what we will achieve probably if everything is okay. I'll try to show you. I need just to stitch this thing here. Ooh, not explode. Okay, let me show you what expose is doing. It's exploding everything, but it's since we have only 3 subtools, only 3 of them are visible. The others are not, so it's cool, because if we expose everything, every subtool, it will lag a bit and sometimes it just blows. So let's go here, Z-modeler and stitch. It doesn't work because sometimes I didn't click as good as I want. Alright, sometimes it just works. Sometimes not. Okay. We have this now. This is a little bit crumpled here. So I don't want to do zero mesh again because of the other parts, but for this part I could do an exception maybe and zero mesh if we have to. But let's first see how it will go without zero meshing. So first I will Z-modeler and go to a polygon and then extrude all polygons. And then I will extrude inwards a bit. So I extrude it inwards and then I will flip it. So we have this. And this looks pretty good. So let's do this for this model, for this thing, and flip it. And let's see it. Yeah, it's not that thick. And probably at some point we have to make it thicker, but we'll see. So now we have this. So let's see it without. Alright. This looks pretty good for now. But we need to fix some issues. Okay. Move topology brush. Go with it. And how can I make the back planes be like wider? Let's see. I will go to move, control click, and now I have masked the back planes. So now I can just go ahead and move them in order to make them wider in the back, and this way we'll have better mesh, like this, and this way we'll have these grooves in the middle, but not just holes, but grooves. Yeah, move topology will be better, because here we have very close geometry, which is a little bit of a mistake in my side, but since we have this move topology brush, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, we're making it like this, and it starts to look pretty fine. Oh yes, so here, going, just try to fill these gaps with the move brush, and then we will fill also if we have some other gaps with the other subtool. We'll fix this also, and then I will crease and make a dynamic subdivision, and I will only work with dynamic subdivisions for now, because I don't need some details yet. Maybe some scratches later or something, but probably we will make all of this in Substance Painter later in the next tutorial, and this time tutorial, not video. But for bigger scratches or just damage on the metal, we should do it here in ZBrush. But we'll decide when the time is right. I want to move this, the back. So now I have masked everything but the back polygroup. So now you see it's very easy to move those the back polygroup and to achieve a good result. In my opinion, a good result. You will see, or we will see, if it's that good. Just moving manually. Some things can be done not manually, but some things just have to be done by hand. So this is one of those things that has to be done by hand. And yeah, let's go this here, not this. Select it, and then just go again with the move topology brush and move it. I like to move it. Okay, everybody can say this, can sing this. I like to move it. I don't like particularly to move it, but I need to move it, so I will move it. Yeah, we people do what we need, not what we want sometimes. Do what we have to. Yeah, that's right. If we always do what we want, probably we will be very hungry, living on the streets and cursing our own lives. So let's do what we have to and be grateful that we have roof over our heads and we have something to eat, which is pretty cool. Alright, just from this side it's a little bit easier sometimes, and we have to be careful to what point we're moving this. This is strange here, but I think it will do. And we can of course adjust many things later. For now it does look fine, Yes, except for these parts here, we have to move them a little bit yet. Not yet. We have to move them a little bit. Also, this. Okay. So I will just move this a little bit like this. So we can adjust it according to our demands. And now it looks pretty professional. And it's only for like a little more than half an hour, maybe 40 minutes of work. So it's not that big of a deal, you know. You can do this. The hand will be more work, I promise you. So don't worry about this. Just do whatever you want. And don't be afraid of the work. Work will make you more like better as an artist, as a worker, of course, because it's practice. Everything is practice, and we have to practice to succeed. Okay, this will possess some problems, this bottom one, I'm thinking, but let's see. First, we go to crease. 45 degrees from now is good. 2, crease, dynamic subdivisions. Dynamic, 3, 4. Okay. So some things are looking pretty good, and they will look even better when I finish with them, but this doesn't. So we'll get to this. Crease to level 2, crease, dynamic on 4. Alright. So it's already starting to look not bad at all. Yeah, because we take our precautions so we don't have too much problems. Precautions. Okay, this is not looking very good, but we can fix it easily by going here and crease edge. So we will crease this, and as you can see, while I'm doing this, it will go sharper, and yeah, it will go like this. And here I will decrease with Alt click. I will decrease those and this, and let's see how it goes. Not super good. Probably we'll have to fix it. What else we can crease? Let's see. That's not creased. Here, those things. Here, crease the all edge loop complete. Crease. Then we'll crease this. Then we'll crease probably. Okay, I cannot select it. Okay, here and here, not here. Okay. Okay. So that's a good thing that we make this loops the same for this angle and this angle here, so we can do what we have done just now. And we can make also, we can try to make at least those things a little bit. Let's see how it goes. It looks pretty fine, it's not super bad. And here we can make another crease, and we can see how it goes. So since everything is dynamic subdivisions, we can move things around without losing any of the form, because everything is low poly here, which is pretty cool. And we can continue to refine this in the next video, and you now see that it's going pretty well. So we have hope that we'll do this, and that hope will lead us to our journey. Let's crease this. Oh yeah, this is I don't know, probably good. Let's crease this also. I'm not sure, no. So I will crease only edge, not this, not this, this. Okay, now it's good. And probably crease here also, and maybe this edge here. Okay. It's starting to look fine, but let's continue in the next video, because now our time is up.